So I have been working on this cardigan for maybe 6 months or so, and I'm almost done with it. I just have to do one more sleeve and then do the pieces that go on the front and around the neck. I have been working on it the past couple days, and I want to finish the sleeve. I don't know if we'll be able to do it today, but we're gonna try. This is the back and kind of what the coloring looks like. This blue is my hand spun. It is Tussa silk and merino wool. I believe it is like the same exact roving that I'm spinning with right now, but just in a different colorway. It's really beautiful. I love it. And I think I'm actually almost completely finished with that skein of yarn. Once I complete this other sleeve, I don't think I'll have like anything left. So I'm gonna work on the sleeve right now, and hopefully I can get some progress done on it. And then I'll have to do the ribbing around the edges. Then I'll be done. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now. Okay, so I have been working on this cardigan the past couple days, and I've been working on the sleeve, and yesterday I decided to try it on. Well, I realized that somehow I have dropped a stitch over here, and the sleeve is tighter than this one. This one has a little bit of positive ease. It's a little bit baggier, like roomier, and this one isn't like that. So I've decided that I'm gonna rip it out until I get to however many stitches I had. I think it was like 37. This has been so frustrating. It's like almost done, but I just can't get the sleeves right, and I don't know what my problem is. So that is my update on this cardigan. Yay. I'm just so frustrated by it. But one day I will get it done, hopefully by the end of the year. That's the goal. So I want to show you the progress on this greenhouse cross stitch. This is what I have done so far. I'm working on this last panel and then I will be done. I could probably finish it today if I have time to just sit and stitch, but we'll see. It definitely will be done this week. And I wanted to talk about some things. Number one, as of right now today, I have hit the 4,000 watch hour mark. So if you don't know what that means, in order to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days. And I did hit that mark today. You also have to have over 1,000 subscribers, which I hit that, I think last year or something, or maybe the year before, I'm not really sure. So that's really exciting. That means that I'm gonna be monetized on YouTube. It's not like official. So YouTube's analytics are like 5 days behind or so, but there's a way to check to see how many watch hours you have. And I have just over 4,000. So I guess I wanna say thank you to everyone who watches my videos. That's so exciting. I started my YouTube channel November 1st, 2023. I think I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. It took a very long time for me to build up, I guess, the guts to do that. And then I finally did. So I just decided to start posting random things. Most of it was garden content because I had just gotten a community garden when I lived in Colorado Springs. And I think I wanted my content to be like homestead based, even though I lived in an apartment. Homesteading is definitely still a dream of mine. I definitely want to have a home one day with a little bit of land and a huge garden and some chickens. I love to preserve food, canning it, drying it. I like gardening in general. I just love being in nature. This year will be my 4th year at a community garden. And of course, since 2023, I've moved to Denver. So I've been in this community garden now for 3 years, which is so exciting. Not only do I love growing vegetables and herbs and flowers and all that, but I've been experimenting, or at least last year I started experimenting with dye plants. And this year I want to experiment a little bit more with dye plants. I usually start seeds indoors, but this year I just didn't have the time or the patience to do so. I did move in January and I just didn't want to deal with a I'm absolutely using the wrong color right now, so that's really great. Anyway, I didn't want to deal with the whole setting up a greenhouse, which is fine. I'm just gonna start everything in the ground. To go back to what I was saying before, originally my channel was, I was gonna be like apartment homesteading type thing until I get my own home. And then I realized it was gonna take a really long time to buy a home, as is the case for a lot of people right now. And I changed my channel name to M's Up To's because my name is M and I just wanted to showcase what I was up to, whether it's garden stuff or craft stuff. And then I decided that I really didn't like that name, so I changed it to Fragments of M, which I like better because it's really just kind of pieces of my life that I'm showing you. I mean, I don't go too in depth. I mostly just show you whatever I'm doing craft-wise, mostly spinning and cross stitch. That's kind of how it's been for the most part recently, and that's great. I love doing those things. Obviously, I love cross stitching. I love spinning, but I also love to do other things. I love sewing, which I've recently think I got the sewing bug, and I'm gonna be sewing something soon. I also like to experiment with dyeing, either natural dyeing or dyeing with acid dye. I recently just bought some reactive dye. I have done a little bit of research, but not enough to really explain it, but I want to dye my own Ada cloth and stuff. And in order to do that, I needed a certain type of dye. So I bought some reactive dye. I believe it's for plant-based stuff, and acid dye is maybe for animal fibers like wool, stuff like that. Those are some things probably coming in the future. Dyeing some Ada cloth, sewing, except I really also want to dye the fabric before I sew it and, you know, do that. I just love doing things myself. I'm like such a DIYer. If I can do it myself, then I'm going to try my best to do it that way before I maybe go and buy something or whatever. It's just me and my nature. That's kind of it. And I guess this channel has just evolved from wanting to showcase like maybe apartment homesteading stuff to more of just a crafty channel, but also what I'm doing in my everyday life and throughout the week, which is just crafting and getting into new hobbies and stuff like that. So I hope y'all stick around if you've been here since the beginning, which I really don't think many people have. But if you have, thank you so much for sticking around. That's really exciting. And if you're new here, welcome, and welcome to the chaos of my crafting life. I hope you stick around and, I don't know, watch me evolve and watch my hobbies evolve also. So I just wanted to update y'all with me getting monetized, which is so exciting. Something I've worked so hard for. I've been posting every single week, sometimes twice a week for like 2 years straight, a little bit over 2 years straight. And finally, my work is paying off. But also it's not really like work because I really enjoy filming, I enjoy crafting, I enjoy documenting my life, and I really enjoy the editing process. To me, all of this is just really fun. And obviously I'm not on YouTube to like make it my job, I guess you would say. I actually have a job that I go to, but maybe one day I can cut hours or something. That'd be really exciting. I would also like to sell some of my hand spun on my Etsy. Again, that's not really a job because I find it to be fun, but also I don't think I'll be able to ever sell enough hand spun on Etsy to like make a living from it and quit my job. And I really don't expect that, you know, that's like not what my goal is. It's more so just kind of something fun. Also a way for me to spin and not have a gigantic stash of hand spun that I might not do anything with. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my channel, and thank you for being a part of my channel growth journey. And yeah, let's get on with more crafting. All right. So today I'm making preserved lemons, which in Vietnamese, and do not come for my pronunciation, but I believe it's Chon Mui. Chon Mui? I don't know. I think that's what my boss said. She's Vietnamese, so I asked her. But I am making the brine right now, and I'll leave the website in the description if you want to go check it out. But it says that it takes about 3 weeks for the lemons to preserve. And then my main goal with these preserved lemons is to make salty lemonade, which is So good, so delicious, and it's essentially lemonade, but just made from preserved lemons. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I figured I would start the process now, and then maybe by the time it's warm out, I can have myself a delicious salty lemonade on the patio. And I'm very excited about it. So let's get started. First, I am cutting the ends off of the lemon. Also, it is citrus season. So right now is like the best time to buy any citrus. So I definitely recommend doing that. So I'm just gonna slice the lemons into quarters, but I'm not gonna slice them all the way through, just to the very bottom. And then I'm gonna take my salt and I'm gonna try my best not to make a mess, but I'm going to put the salt in the middle of the lemons. This is a glass weight, and I'm going to put this into the jar to hold the lemons down. And then I'm gonna pour in my brine of water and salt. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on, and there we go. Some lemons that I'm hopefully gonna be able to get into in about 3 to 4 weeks or so and have a delicious salty lemonade, which I will definitely make for you so you can see how I do it and how I drink it. Also, let me know if you make some preserved lemons as well. Then we can enjoy a salty lemonade together. Alrighty, so I have finished this cross stitch and I gently put it into the frame. Beautiful, oh my gosh, I love it. Stunning. This is how much excess fabric I have. I'm reading the instructions right here. It says to cut off the excess fabric, glue the fabric edges into place, let dry, done. I don't know what I'm gonna glue it with. I guess I could use like a hot glue gun. I'm not sure really, but I guess also that I'm just gonna cut like this much off and then place it behind it. So I think I'm going to do that now. I'm just doing a little line of hot glue and then pulling the fabric. Not bad. I think it looks really good. Here's the back. I did put some glue around the edges so the frame wouldn't come undone since it's simply just pressed in there, but it's so beautiful. I have no idea where I'm gonna put this, but I will find a spot for it somewhere around my apartment. This was actually pretty quick. So even though it's on like even weave instead of Aida cloth, which I kind of explained in my last video or my last 2 videos, I'm not really sure. I think it equals out to be like 14 count Aida cloth. So it was a quick stitch. Didn't take too long at all. Stunning. I love it so much. I'm gonna have to find a very special spot for this because I love it, and it is also a souvenir from Finland. Yay, done. And I'm gonna show you the other thing that I just started last night. I started this last night. This is the scroll frame that I showed you in the last video. I think I worked for like 4 hours and this is all I did. I was distracted yesterday and so tired, but I really just wanted to start it. So this is what the pattern looks like. It's pretty long. It's 2.5 feet long. And honestly, this is smaller than I thought it was gonna be. I really thought one square was gonna take up this entire piece of fabric, but it's not. It's actually pretty small, which is fine. That's totally fine with me because this is a big piece. Here is all of the floss that I'm working with. It's kind of a tangled mess. Some of the floss is 8 feet long, which is like so long. Like I'm pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. And I'm like, who does this? It's just very much a mess. But I wanted to show you my method for organizing the floss because some of the stitches, actually both of these that I did are 2 strands of different colors. So this is like a gold color and this is like 2 shades of green. So I am putting the main colors onto bobbins like this. This is 3045 and this is 610. And then for the colors that are mixed together, I'm doing another bobbin that says 3045, 610, and then I put the symbol for it. So then when I'm working with colors that are mixed and I have extra floss, I don't have to look for the colors individually. I can just look for the one bobbin with the floss already mixed on it. And I'm gonna do that for all of the mixed colors, which are a lot. Yep. Very much so, a lot. I figured when I'm done with the project, I can put the individual colors back on their bobbins and then just reuse this bobbin for whatever I need to use it for. So that's been my little strategy for floss organization. Oh, and let me tell you, There is so much floss in here. It is truly wild. I'm like, wow, okay then. And I'm trying my best not to tangle anything. That's my update on this. I didn't know if I wanted to start in the middle of the pattern, like down here, or start at the top. To me, it just made sense to start at the top and then scroll through the whole pattern. So that is what I decided to do. This even weave is 28 even weave, which I believe also is equivalent to 14 count Aida cloth, maybe, but I can definitely tell that it's not as good of quality as the other one because the holes are bigger. I can see straight through it and it kind of makes it more difficult to stitch. If I bring it up close, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but you can see my hand through the fabric and yeah, I don't know. It's just been like a little hard for me to see. I've been having to really bring it up close to my face. But so far, so good. I'm excited to work on it a little bit more and just kind of see the picture come together. Right now, I'm working on peaches. That's what it looks like. This one right up there. And then I have one more update. I bought some 18 count blank Aida, and I also bought some reactive dye, which is dye that works on plant-based fibers rather than animal-based fibers. Acid dye works really well with like roving and yarn. This will work really well with cotton. So I got some fun colors. I got a nightshade, which I think is a dark purple, shiitake mushroom, wisteria, which I think is a light purple, bubblegum, which is pink obviously, and lilac, which is also a light purple. Maybe wisteria is a different color. Maybe it's a pink. I have no clue. I'll have to look at the website again and see what they are. But these are from Dharma Trading Co. I really love that website for buying dye. I'll link it below if you want to go check it out. It's really, really great. And sometimes they have really good deals on like clearance fabric that you can dye. So I highly recommend to check that out. So one day I'm going to get to dyeing my own Aida whenever I have an idea or about to stitch a new project and I want to make the Aida a different color. I have an example. So this is a pigeon that I did and it's on hand dyed Aida and it's beautiful. I like the different colors in here. It like looks hand dyed and there's just some more interest, I guess, in the fabric rather than just being a solid color. So that is my goal that I'm gonna try to like recreate someday. And that is it for my updates on cross stitch.